So in terms of the objective form of evil, often people I've seen argue is in terms of the imperialism. For example, lots of advantages was because of the united the alliance in a sense, because you can stand together for democracy and freedom, and that's in a sense sort of what the history of the West has been against communism in the past. But in a sense, I mean, the Cold War ended, so they kind of won though. But the way I see it is, I think people more see it more as being anti-aggression. That seems to be like the case. For example, let's take the modernized version of the Ukraine war with the Russia. A lot of people seem to want to condemn that because they don't like war in a sense. So maybe that's why they don't condemn China, I guess. Even though I mean they probably are anti-Taiwan and such. So maybe that's the logic of the West, I think. So, for example, in this video game, Metal Gear Solid 3, there's like sort of the moral dilemma of why do people kind of betray their own country, but yeah, maybe that's how they view imperialism. Like at least on the Democrat side, for example, the Iraq War. They view that as imperialism because they kind of just go into a country and just you know do it for the name of freedom, and just kind of see it as a form of aggression, and that's kind of what they kind of see as a way of preserving freedom, is to try to ensure it on an actual self-defense sense. You don't want your own country invaded. I don't know. So maybe that's why they don't view even though China has like no national elections and legit worse form of media, but I think they view it like that, really, on a self defense way, in terms of self deterrence, and even though I guess the overall bigger picture is the influence it has when it gets bigger. That's yeah, in terms of preserving democracy and overall the freedoms we enjoy and such. But yeah, I guess they view it more as self-deterrence and not so much as influence. But it's interesting. I think it's interesting. At least the overall whole philosophy of how they think, and yeah. But yeah, I guess they sort of view it as more as aggression is bad, and the overall estimate is there was a word for it. I don't quite remember what that was again. Yeah, I think it was called peace through solidarity or something. And that aggression is sort of like the anti, is sort of like the pro-authoritarian or tyrannical government or something. I don't know. I do think the overall system of government is bad, though, but maybe that's they viewed it as, if you're hostile, then you have to do something. I don't know. I think that's sort of how they see it. But I also do think there's some important in terms of having a right type of system of government, because I mean you can't really trust the people who are authoritarian, who kind of are actually suppressing freedom of speech and such. So yeah, but yeah, I thought that interesting. So let me know what you think about this one. Thank you for listening, and bye.